Bash and George from Adventure Australia, the channel that we've started on YouTube. We really only got it up and running a few weeks ago, probably a month max. It seems to have kicked off a bit, and there's a few of you following now and seem to be consistent with our videos now. To the people out there that were asking about the result, what ended up happening after it and how we resolved it, if we did. Before we get into that, we'll share with you guys what's coming up on the channel. We've got a camping trip booked up in either Weenie Creek or Zigzag Power Lines.
Yep.
We also have a day out with the Amarok and possibly a Hilux SR5 2016, and that's going to be at
Watergans that first.
We also have the Mercedes X-Class, that new ute that they're bringing out, booked. We've got a friend that's pre-ordered it, apparently the first batch. The second that comes on the road, we're going to have a review on that. We're considering putting it up against the Navara. Maybe. We will also apparently attempt this same mud hole with a snorkel in his car. He's willing to go through it, so that's also coming up.
Yeah. Well,
apparently.
Well, I've got mud to run, so.
Anyway, we also just want to take the time to thank every single person that took the time to comment, both positive and negative. There was a lot of encouraging ones. There was so much comments on the video. It was very controversial. I mean, you had both sides flipping up from comment to comment. You'd have one person saying, thank you so much for being honest with what happened and teaching us a lesson. And the next person saying, why'd you waste 9 minutes of my life? We learned from every comment, to be honest.
I'm just going to take the opportunity to let you guys know a few things that we've picked up for those of you who are also getting into it like we are and learning as you go. Some things to look out for. Say with a water crossing, just take it slow. I think just driving through it slowly, you can, especially with dark water, which is what we drove through, you get a good feel of the bottom. Go through it slowly and you'll be able to sort of determine the ruts a bit better, holes, sticks and etc. just before you've gotten too far into it.
I dead set will never enter muddy water again. Even after I get the snorkel on my car, I will not enter muddy water again, especially in a new car. You're just copying too much corrosion. You don't know what's underneath that water. It's risky business, and we didn't take it serious until this happened. So that's something I definitely learned.
I don't know if I've learned it yet. I think I'll take it on board. I think diff breather is also a must. I think even apart from having a snorkel, just knowing if the diff's hot, if the gearbox is hot, and just in deep water, even if you were stuck with a snorkel, I think the heat and just that chance of water being sucked in, just big problems down the line.
Yeah, you're paying a few $100 max for a decent brand and quality diff breather.
Yeah,
so I highly recommend that.
I'd say cheap insurance. That's the phrase.
Also, do not do it if you're not ballsy enough to walk through it first. Walk through it first. Doesn't matter if you get a bit wet. You'd rather get a bit wet than have a car that's not running properly as I do now. I highly recommend that you find some proper measuring equipment. Do not use flimsy sticks how we used. We couldn't feel out properly with them. We couldn't judge depth. And shoving sticks on 45-degree angles into muddy water, you're not going to be able to tell how deep you're really feeding out.
Yeah, especially because we couldn't get to the right side of the rut, which happened to be the big hole, as you saw in the video, when his car just dipped into it, and that was the part we actually couldn't check, which is where we copped it. So I think even if you couldn't check it, I think just let it go. If you don't have a pair of water waders or just anything to get into it, and I guess really get a good feel of it, something that deep, then yeah.
Don't risk it. Do not risk it. It sounds funny from us, but just do not risk it. If you're out there and the adrenaline's pumping and you're excited, you know, you've overcome a few obstacles and you're rigged up four-wheel drive and you come up against something you're unsure about, just do not risk it. It's not worth it. It's not. Be wise, be smart, learn from our mistake. Stupid mistake. Make sure your PSI is dropped down pretty low. If you're getting stuck in thick, muddy stuff, we had a mix of stuff under there. Thick, muddy stuff, sticks. There's an equalizer that's positioned in front of the diff underneath the Mitsubishi Triton. That was completely smashed up, hard up against the drive shaft. So there was definitely some hard stuff under there. We would recommend probably dropping down to a low PSI, something like 15 or lower. Duct tape your door joints completely shut. Every single hole. Even if you do happen to make it out, as you saw that Hilux did, their doors were still open for a whole minute, just letting out water. Water is bound to flood through your seals. Factory seals and any seals in particular are always able to let in a bit of water. So if you're worried about your interior, duct tape your joints before getting in there.
Yeah. I'd say another thing would be, I mean, you saw we opened up the engine and took out the air filter. We tried to turn it over before we took apart all the hoses, the intercooler and all that. Luckily we didn't keep going with that, because once the mechanic did come and we got the hoses off the intercooler, there was a lot of water that was actually pulled up at the throttle body, and also just at the turbo in the loop in the hose that goes into the airbox. And I think if we got it turned over, it would have sucked in a lot more water that was just sitting in the hoses and in the intercooler. So I'd say don't try start your car until you're 100% sure where the water is, what you can do with it, if it is able to turn over, and etc. So just don't risk it, the risk of further damage.
Another thing we learned is figure out your recovery before you get in there. We had the snatch rope hooked up before going in. We did set it up at the back. It would have been much better at the front to pull out straight forward instead of from the side the way George did. I mean, you're risking damaging your car even more, as we did on the way out. Even possibly flipping it. If your wheels are stuck nice and deep and you're pulling out from the side, you can easily flip your car. So yeah, figure out your recovery prior to getting into your situation. It helps a lot.
Be confident of the whole path you're going to take and just everything you're going to do in order to set up everything perfectly. Okay.
A snorkel. Get a snorkel, even if you're not going in water. The amount of dust that you prevent from getting into your engine, being so close to the road. If you're on gravel, dusty roads, sand, anywhere, on a beach, you're always about to take stuff into your engine that you don't want. The snorkel, taking the airbox and air intake basically up on your roof, makes the biggest difference getting clean air. And in water situations, you're basically saving yourself your whole car. Don't risk it. Without a snorkel, do not risk it. For the both positive and negative comments, a lot of positive, a few negative as well, even though we would happily say it was a stupid mistake on our end. Very stupid, foolish. Though some comments were very harsh, we're able to learn from them. So if you guys feel, even from this video we've missed anything out, we've said anything incorrectly, please correct us. Please drop it in the comments below. We read all the comments, we reply to them, we will get back to you guys, and we take them seriously. So if any criticism, any encouragement, we'll happily take as well. Please keep dropping in the comments. We're always open to correction, we're always open to learn more. We don't know everything, we've only been doing this for about a year, and we have a lot to learn. So about the car now, last that you would have heard or seen in the commentary at the end of the water crossing fail video was that insurance picked it up the following morning from my house. I drove it home from Menai. We had it running, but there was a engine and battery light that was up on the dashboard. Black smoke coming out the whole way home. Had barely any power coming from the engine. It was very jittery. Next morning they pick it up. 2 weeks later, my insurance company, which is going to remain disclosed, claimed that the only thing wrong with the engine was the alternator. Apparently the alternator was the only problem. Water hadn't got into any serious parts of the engine, and the alternator is all they were willing to fix. I don't understand why. The body, as you now see, has literally been stripped back. Also, they have steam cleaned just about every part of the inside of that car. There are mats on back order from Japan that are still yet to come. Car's supposed to be finished at the end of this month, so insurance did end up covering in the long run. From what I understood prior to this was that insurance doesn't cover off-road incidents. I don't know why they did cover it. I asked a few people there, and it was completely normal that they were going to cover it. We told them exactly what happened. It was at Menai. We were attempting to go through a water crossing and didn't judge the depth properly, got stuck. We were completely honest with it all, and it seems to have come through. Please learn from our mistake. The reason we uploaded this and the reason we are sharing this with you is so that people learn from our mistakes. We'd hate to see someone else go through what we went through. It's a shitty feeling. It really is.